Alright, quick update on Dogecoin and also Shiba Inu. So I normally do a separate video of these. I personally haven't covered Dogelon or Shiba for the past week or so because nothing really has been going on with the price action. So I'll give you a quick update for those of you who are waiting for that update. Now, personally, before I do jump into Shiba and Doge, I want to show you the Dogelon Mars chart because I believe that Dogelon Mars is basically carrying the dog coins right now. Now, if we look at our 618 Fibonacci from low to high on Dogelon Mars, you can see Dogelon Mars has shattered the 618. We're above the 618 now and heading up for the 0.5, and we're also above the 200-day moving average. So keep that in mind that we are extremely bullish for Dogelon, and we are basically leading this rally right now. Now, if we start off with the analysis on SHIB and we zoom out to a more macro perspective, you can see SHIB is below the 618, and just quickly looking at where Dogecoin is, you can see Dogecoin is even below the 786, and both Doge and SHIB are below the 200-day moving average. So personally, I actually don't hold any Shiba Inu, I don't hold any Dogecoin. I do hold Dogelon Mars because I do believe it has much better risk-adjusted returns. That's just my own opinion, not financial advice. But like I said, if we start off with the chart for Shiba Inu, we are at least warming up in the short term. Now, drawing our fib from low to high in the macro term, you can see we've recently broken above the 618 Fibonacci retracement. We broke above it a couple of days ago, came back down, back tested it, and I was either waiting for us to fall below this or pump above it before I made an update. You can see we've back tested it very healthily and start to have a push up. So while I am saying that the Shiba Inu chart and the Dogecoin chart aren't that impressive right now, I do believe that for multiple reasons the Dogecoin season is going to be initiated, and I do believe that both Elon, Shiba and Dogecoin are going to have a massive tear up in the next coming months. You know, it can start tearing up in the next couple of days. Elon is already tearing up, but just from a micro market perspective, I think this could move up very, very quickly in the short term, you know, back test some key regions, and then in the next couple of months we will see maybe a massive altcoin season with the dog coins leading the rally. So if we look at where I'd personally have my next moonline region for Dogecoin, or for Shiba Inu rather, you can see if we break above this 200-day moving average at the 3116, this is a 16 to 17% move. I don't see too much in the way of, you know, Shiba Inu. I think once we break the 618 as well, obviously this is a little ways to go, which is why I haven't really been making too many videos on it, because the price action's been pretty boring, pretty mundane. We're pretty much just lollygagging on Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, so it has been pretty boring recently. It does look like it's starting to warm up though, so I wouldn't pay as much attention to the 618. I think once we flip the 200-day, this will be enough confluence for me to believe that Shiba Inu is going to go on a massive rally. Now that region, that moon line, is 3114. So that's all I see for Shiba. Keep an eye on this 200-day moving average. Previously, this has been a big area of well, I mean, it has been resistance here. We haven't seen it in play too much, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, Shiba doesn't pay too much notice to the 200-day, especially if we look at this. I mean, we haven't really come down to it too much. So if you want to be technical, 200-day slash the 618 Fibonacci, 618 being at the 3440. I think once we break that, moon rip will be initiated. We will probably, obviously not, I mean, I don't want to say in the next in a couple of days, but I mean, if historically, if we look at what happens when SHIB starts to get these moves going, I mean, you can see this whole move from down here all the way up to the all-time high. I mean, it looks like from where the mission started, it was 23 days, so this was a 3-week rip. So from 3 weeks it went from extremely bearish to basically putting in new all-time highs. So I think if we be a little bit patient, if we wait for a break of either the 200-day or the 618, that's just what I personally plan on doing, then I think the moon mission will be initiated. I think we could do another face rip like we've done before. Now if we come over to Dogecoin, pretty similar analysis. We're not even above the 786 though, so Dogecoin is really the weakest out of all the dog coins right now. Your moonline, similar to Shiba, is probably this 200-day moving average. Now, unlike Shiba, you can see that Dogecoin has a very, very good level of respect for the 200-day moving average. You can see we broke above it, back tested it here. This is what initiated this massive, massive rally. We came back down, back tested it, have another massive push up, and then once we came back down to back test it a third time, we basically fell through it very, very quickly. You know, we had a dead cat bounce back up, had a rejection point, and ever since then we've, you know, come up to it a few times. Maybe I don't want to call this a retest, but this one is definitely a retest, and we had multiple retests here that we did struggle on getting above. So I do think once we break above the 200-day for Dogecoin, a big moon mission could be initiated. Now, this is actually a 26% pump. I think Dogecoin is a very, very long way away from the all-time high. Wow, this is a 400% pump. So this could definitely be something that I'd be looking to get into once the 200 days flipped. It is a little bit less impressive if we do take a trade from the 200-day moving average, but nonetheless, I'm personally about to get ready for a trade for Dogelon Mars. This is a 78% move for Dogelon, and I think this could happen in the next couple of days, so I'm putting most of my focus on Dogelon right now, but in the macro term, I do think once Dogecoin gets running again, once we hop above this 200-day, once again your moon line is 18 cent and 18.39 cent. Once we hop over that moon line, I think, obviously, I don't want to say it's going to be a straight line up, but as I've highlighted before, if we look at what goes on with Shiba did it in 3 weeks, Dogecoin did it in basically 3 weeks. So they literally have these breaks above, you know, macro resistance, macro support, macro trend lines, moving averages, and once we do break them, you know, once the moon line gets broken, like for example, the previous moon line on Dogecoin was here. It was the previous all-time high. You can see it was very, very, very slow growth for maybe like a month or two, and then once we hopped over the moon line, within 3 weeks we were just, you know, going up in a straight line like there was no tomorrow, and that is the wrong tool. But from the moon line there, that was a 7x. Now, do I think we're going to do a 7x? No, I think there's always going to be diminished returns on these. I don't necessarily think that Dogecoin is even going to go up, you know, 3x in 3 weeks. I think it's going to take its time this time, and by take its time, I imagine this could happen in a couple of months or a couple of weeks, you know, as in, you know, maybe a month or two instead of 3 weeks. So that's just what I see going on for Dogelon. That's what I see going for Shiba. That's what I see going for Dogecoin. Now, like I said, Shiba and Doge are pretty boring right now, but when these are boring, when cryptos get boring, it is probably the best time to pay the most attention to them. You don't want to be paying the most attention and FOMOing in when, you know, for example, cryptos are all the way up here. You want to be paying the most attention and getting ready for a trade when these coins are beat down and when they're, I don't want to say undervalued, because I don't believe that, you know, Dogecoin and Shiba really do have any value. They're just some shit coins with dogs on them. They're here for the jokes, but nonetheless, meme coins I think are here to stay. I think it's going to be a part of crypto, and I think once we hop above this 200-day for Dogecoin, 300% pump to the all-time high. Once we flip the 200-day moving average on Shiba, a little bit less impressive, just under a 2x. So, you know, like I've said, you know my perspective. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of Dogelon Mars, not necessarily because it has the lowest return to the all-time high, but I believe that if Shiba and if Dogecoin are able to have this rip up to the all-time high, they'd be adding, you know, billions and billions to their market cap, whereas it's only going to take, you know, a couple $100 million for Dogelon to return to the all-time high. So just a little bit of information there on why I hold Dogelon, but nonetheless, I'm starting to warm up to the Dogecoin chart. I'm starting to warm up to the Shiba chart. This is your moon line on Shiba. Pay attention to 3106. Once we break that, that's the 200-day. We could initiate a moon mission similar to Dogecoin. Once we break above the 18.41 cents, basically a 3x moon mission to the all-time high, which, like I said, I imagine would definitely play out within a month or two. So that's all I see for Dogecoin. That's all I see for Shiba. Best of luck if you are holding any of those. You know, best of luck if you're holding Elon as well, but obviously this video was mainly on Dogecoin Shiba. So yeah, good luck if you are in Dogelon, good luck if you're in Dogecoin, good luck if you're in Shiba. Once again, none of this is financial advice, it's just my personal opinion on the market. just how I plan on trading the market. And yeah, cowboy out. Peace.